Into the One Piece versus 4K podcast, where we compare the One Piece 4 Kids anime to the Funimation dub, sometimes sub, and throw in comparisons to the manga. Uh, we're back today for episode 37 from my end. I don't even know what episodes we'd be on from your end. Is it like 39 or something?
It is
Possible.
39. I do think now it's probably going to be like one episode for like a minute,
Got
so I
it.
think that's fine.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into that, to, the differences or whatever. But first, what's been going on with you, Rom?
So yeah, what's been going on is that it's like since we last did an episode, there's actually a new obviously there's actually two new episodes of One Piece, and like the thing with like the anime episodes is, and I've kind of stated in like previous episodes that and this is kind of like a complaint from like manga readers. Part of the reason why they won't watch the anime is because of the pacing of the anime. And that was the case the last 2 weeks where sorry, certain scenes were really like stretched out because um like it needs to be because like even before like COVID, the manga was like releasing at like a fairly good rate. I think like three, like, it would be like, I think people said it was like 3 weeks on, 1 week off kind of situation, just because the creator Oda was like an insane like worker. Like he would like only sleep like 3 to 4 hours a night, because he had this like weird, and I might have said this in a previous episode, but like he had this like weird thing where like he says there's like a lot of like creativity or like inspiration that comes like right near like delirium or something, and like he apparently really like it's like something he really likes. And so and this is really bad because he's also a smoker. Like he's like a chain smoker too.
Oh,
So
great.
he's like, yeah, he's a chain smoker, and like he doesn't like sleep well. I mean, granted, like this is like a situation with a lot of like Japanese people where not the smoking necessarily, even though it is like something with some people, it's not necessarily smoking, but it's like working like like the work life balance
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah.
it's like awful. So add to that that this guy like Oda is also like a heavy smoker and stuff, so there's like a lot of concern over his health, so they had to kind of like try to find a way to kind of cut back so that he'll take rest, and he'll like mentally reset and stuff, because like I think there were like certain manga artists who they just go they just go all out for like so long, and it wipes them out.
Yeah.
Is everything okay over there?
What?
I heard someone scream in the back.
Oh, that's weird. No, I mean, maybe you heard someone laughing in the other room.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I'm surprised you heard that. That, like, I could barely hear that.
Oh, okay. Um, so yeah, like it's like, yeah, he has like this like insane work ethic, and yeah, it's like he also has like this bad sleeping habit like me. So but I get my sleep in. So
And you
yeah,
don't you don't chain smoke, so you're fine.
yeah, and I don't change smoke or eat red meat or anything, so I'm like good. Um, but yeah, that's the situation with Oda, is that he chain smokes, he has this bad sleeping habit, so like they had to really tone it back for him for that. So even still, there was like instances in the past where like the anime would catch up to the manga, and so then they would have to add in the filler episodes to give space for the anime to go, and like that's the situation right here too. Like the and the COVID really made the pace drop dramatically, so they need to do this in order for the manga to kind of like create source material for the anime. So that was fine. So yeah, I do see some more complaints about pacing again now, but it is what it is. The new chapter that was released since the last time we did an episode, it was really good. It was like it was a full action sequence. Um, it was a full action sequence chapter for the manga. Like I think it was one character's full fight, and excited to see it animated because it's like two like giants basically. fighting, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. So yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with the One Piece world, and I think this upcoming weekend, there will be another chapter that's gonna be released, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then there's not gonna be another break the following week, so it's gonna be a nice back-to-back week. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I also started reading a new manga. Um, Obviously, I've been watching like JoJo and stuff, and I've been meaning to read JoJo. Haven't yet, but I did start reading this popular, very popular manga anime called My Hero Academia.
Oh God. So you started
Yeah.
reading the manga. Are you gonna start watching the anime?
Yeah, I wanted to see the first, at least the first episode, because I think I read enough chapters to watch the first at least one or two episodes. It's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, that's all
it's
I've heard is
and
good things. I just have so many million things in my backlog. I never get around to watching anything.
yeah. How do I explain this? Like, so this is like a throwback to an old Disney movie way back in the early 2000s. I'm not gonna spoil it too much because this is still like, I'm
No,
like five.
what Disney movie does it remind you of? That's fine.
Um, it's oh man, the thing is I don't remember the name. It's a superhero Disney movie where like everybody in that world has superpowers and like they usually try to get it at a certain age.
Was it?
Uh,
I don't think I know. Was it like Up and Away maybe? Or
it was either Up and Away or Sky High, one of
oh
those
yeah,
two.
it might be. Yeah, okay. You know what? I've never seen either of those movies, so I just know the names. Okay,
Maybe
that's interesting.
I think it is
I think it
Sky
might be
High.
Sky High. I just looked up a quick summary of it. It looks like it might be. Okay.
Yeah, so obviously, in that movie, yeah, he doesn't have superpowers, and he kind of fakes superpowers, kind of like that. Well, that's not quite this. But basically, it's kind of a similar situation, where this kid, like, he doesn't show any signs of any kind of powers or anything, even though both of his parents have powers, and and then like but it's not a situation where like he doesn't gain powers, because he actually does gain powers, um in a different way. So I've been, but it's like something he gets when he's in middle school, and then like high school is like the big one where it's like at the end of the high schools where they make the heroes and stuff. So yeah, he gets his powers in a way. I won't actually. The anime's been out for so long that I don't think I'll be spoiling anyone, except you, Ben. Um,
That's fine. You're
Basically,
at this point. You're spoiling episode one, so it's no big deal.
yeah, this is essentially gonna be like episode one or two or something. Basically, he gets his powers handed to him. Basically, like, he puts himself in harm's way to save like just a person who's actually his classmate, and the guy, one of the heroes, sees him, just acts selfishly, knowing that he can't really do anything, and he's like, "I've been looking for a successor. You're the guy." And so he's like, "I'm gonna pass on my powers to you," kind of thing. And he trains him up, and then he gets into the high school, which is like the prestige high school and stuff. So that's where I'm currently at with My Hero Academia, which is probably like episode one or episode. I haven't watched the anime, but I imagine it's like episode one, episode two kind of thing. So
Got
still
it.
early on, considering there's like 160 episodes. So not really spoiling too much, but that's basically My Hero Academia. So yeah, I've started reading that. I don't know when I'm gonna pick up the anime. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna read a couple more chapters before I do. But yeah, what's been going on with you?
Uh, I don't know, man. Like really a whole bunch of nothing. Just been working, and let me see. I'm trying to think what I've been actually doing outside of work. So I did have. I had like a friend come over this past Saturday, and we played a bunch of old Sega Saturn games. So we had a good time doing that, and then I picked up. I was playing like earlier this year. I probably mentioned sometime on the podcast that I was playing a lot of the Tony Hawk remake.
Yeah.
Uh, I there's like a PS5 version now. So actually, I don't. Wait, I don't think I ever mentioned that I got a PS5. Did I?
No, you didn't. I didn't know you had a PS5.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's probably the reason I probably didn't mention it is probably because there's been like nothing to play on it. Uh, but yeah, I got a PS5. The okay, somehow I dropped a frame, which makes no sense, being that I'm just streaming audio only. Okay, I don't get that. Let me close out of this one thing. Um, all right, now I'm good. It was Chrome. Uh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I got a PS5 like the day I got my colonoscopy. I don't know if I talked about that on here either, but anyways, I had a colonoscopy. I'm okay. Don't worry. But yeah, I ended up getting a PS5 like through an email. Like, so if you like sign up for Sony's emails, they'll randomly like send like subscribers of PlayStation Plus just like a notification like oh you have like an exclusive link to buy a PS5 between this time period. And if you
Hmm.
can get in, you're usually pretty good.
Okay.
So I got in and I got the PS5. I mean, it totally glitched up a million times on me, but I got it. And then like the weekend that I got it, I played like there's this game called Final Fantasy VII Remake. They came out with like a mini chapter of the game that was only on PS5, and that game was only like 6 hours. So we beat that like the day of, or like the day after or whatever, and then like day or a weekend after or something like that. And then there's a game that came with it called Astro's Playroom, I think. That's really good. That you get for free with it. Um, that we beat. But now there's like a Tony Hawk. There's like an upgrade to Tony Hawk. So like it's the same. It's like the PS. I transferred my save from the PS4 version over to the PS5 version. It's the same game, but it runs better, basically, and it has like the
Hmm.
graphics are a little bit better. Um, but so yeah, I just been playing it on there, and it seems like it runs like a lot better. Like the loading is a lot faster too. So like if I die or I mess up and I restart, it's just like happens like in like 2 seconds, as opposed to like maybe five or something. So it's been a nice improvement there. But yeah, I managed to beat Tony Hawk 1 portion of that game, so now I'm playing through the Tony Hawk 2 story. Yeah, that's mainly been what I've been up to outside of replaying Borderlands 1 for the second time.
Okay, okay. Does the Borderlands have like multiple like endings that you're trying to get to?
No, I'm just addicted to this game. Uh, there's but there is multiple character. There's four different characters you can play as, so I'm playing as a different character this time. So they have like different abilities or whatever.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, and also this time I'm playing. Uh, I'm playing it on a different system. I first played on the Xbox 360. This time I'm playing on the Switch, and this time we're also playing the DLC. So I had never played the DLC before, so part of it's new to me. But
Okay, okay.
then go figure. After we beat this, I'm gonna play Borderlands 2 again, which I've already beaten, and I already did play every DLC. But I'm just gonna play that again anyways. But I'll play a different character. I don't know. I think Borderlands is like it's got to be like one of my favorite games now. I just love playing it. Um, but yeah, that's been up. That's been pretty much with me. Just been playing games randomly a ton when I get a chance. Oh, also Pokemon Unite. I never brought that up, but I haven't played that in like maybe a week. I wanted to play some more. I'll probably play some more this weekend. There's a new game. Have you ever played League of Legends?
Yeah.
There's a new Pokemon game on Switch that's free. That's exactly like League of Legends, but it's with Pokemon. And the games are a lot shorter too. They range between 5 and 10 minutes. Uh, but yeah, man, that game is addicting as hell. I I played a I played like a lot of that like a week ago, or like for like the first 2 or 3 weeks it came out. I played it like every night nonstop, It's been a while because I guess Laura hasn't been playing it in a while. But I'm gonna probably start back up playing that some more soon.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah.
think okay, I guess like this time around, excuse me, do you think this game will last longer or shorter than Pokemon Go? Like the hype.
Oh, well, I don't know, man. Like it's interesting. Pokemon Go. The hype was like huge and everyone played it. Then it seemed like it died down, but then like there's that game is still pretty much going strong. Like there's still like millions of players. Like I know a lot of people that play it. I actually picked up Pokemon Go again recently and started playing it. And like like that game's so much better now than when it first came out. Like you'd probably be surprised. Like it's not glitchy or anything. Like all the things that kind of made me leave it are like all fixed now.
I just wonder if it's one of those things where it's like when it first came out, like maybe like I don't want to say 100 million people, but
Oh yeah,
maybe
you're saying
like
is it one of those things where it was just overwhelmed with people? That's why it was so shitty.
not that it was shitty, but it was just like it started out with so many people. Like I think we would play it sometimes just walking to lunch
Uh huh.
or something. And then obviously like eventually I think at one point I saw like and it wasn't something I saw. I think it was something Yancy posted. I think it was on Facebook about how like Pokemon Go like it dropped in popularity by like some crazy 1,000% or something. And then he was like, "Yeah, this makes sense." And then I guess like just because of how like huge it was at the time, that I forget that maybe like when it dropped that much, it's still like a huge
Oh
like
yeah.
player base because of just how big it is. That even a fraction is still huge, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, yeah, exactly. I'd say there might be like I don't know, 20 something active people in Laura's Discord, and at least 5 or 6 people play it out of those 20.
Yeah,
Um, and I know a lot of people too like that play it, and they just like a lot of people use it as like their one like idle phone game. So like if they're ever sitting somewhere bored for a couple minutes, they'll just open it up and catch like a few Pokemon here and there. But yeah, I like that game to me has gotten so much better now too because there's like first of all there's like I mean they don't have every Pokemon in the game now, but they at least have over 400 now I think. So now you're not seeing the same ones over and over. Because like when I first started playing it, every time I opened it up, I would only see a Pidgey, and that was it. And
yeah,
I got
okay,
pissed off that I was seeing the same one. But like now, every time I open it, I'm like seeing different ones because there's so much more to like you know to find. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I've been like playing that on and off in spurts. Like they have like these random community days every now and again that it's like, oh yeah, you catch these like they give you like these little like quests to do like catch 10 of these Pokemon or whatever. I don't know. That game's gotten a lot more addictive lately, and I actually am kind of mad I didn't play it more last year when I was just stuck in the house the whole time, bored out of my mind.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah, I have to see like I have to like see if I can like pick it up again. I'm not really sure. I think it would be good for me to pick it up just
Dude,
so
it might
just
be
to get
good
out of
for
the
you
house.
to do, yeah, just to get out of the house and
Yeah.
like so like when I started picking it up again for like at least a week straight, I was walking to the park and then like I was walking a little bit more than I usually do. I walk a lot every day, but like I started taking a new path, and just getting some new scenery in, and that was nice.
Yeah, hopefully coyotes aren't active in the morning as they are at night.
Hopefully,
There's like
what?
an increase there's like an increase in coyotes where I live.
Okay, well, I doubt they're gonna be active in the afternoon. Like if you take like an
Yeah,
afternoon break.
yeah, true.
Um, but yeah, I guess we should get into this episode here.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there's one other thing. I guess you haven't seen it because maybe you would have brought it up, or
Mhm.
but maybe you heard about it. Have you seen or heard of that Woodstock '99 documentary? that
I
HBO put out?
I think I have heard about it, but I haven't like watched it or something. I think it talked about how like there's like all these like cars that were like I think there was like a huge like problem with like people coming in too much. They like there was like too many people coming in that like they couldn't handle or something.
Yeah, it was just there were so many people that came into one place, and it was just like I don't know, man. Like the everything about like how it was handled, it was just a total disaster. It was like it was a shit show, man. Like, oh man, you should watch the documentary when you get a chance. It's eye
Yeah.
opening. But it's what's really funny about it is like some of the organizers of the event, like 20 plus years later, um, are still blaming some of the artists. They're saying it's like the artist's fault. Like they're blaming Limp Bizkit and Red Hot Chili Peppers and like all this shit. I
This
don't.
has to be like one of the more recent um Woodstock events
I
because
think that was the last Wood. No, that was the last Woodstock event. So, and what's
oh
funny is at the very end of the documentary, they said that Coachella '99 took place the same year and it had like none of the problems that Woodstock had.
okay, okay, okay.
I mean, I guess a little bit of was them learning from their mistake, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess one of the biggest red flags that it was going to be shit is they hired so many security guards so quick, and they basically just like anyone that wanted to be a security guard was given the right to be a security guard.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
and the attendees like outnumbered the security like by like so much. Like it was just crazy. They couldn't handle anything that happened.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was a good documentary. But yeah, all right. I guess we'll get here into the episode. This
Yeah.
episode is very interesting. I'm excited to get to this one part that I looked up a little bit, and I know for a fact that it's gonna be funny. But well, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it. There's a lot of moves that Sanji does towards the end of this episode that all have very Americanized, localized four kids' names for them that are hilarious.
Oh, so you actually kind of get into the Sanji fight too. Okay, that's
Oh,
it.
okay. That's interesting. That doesn't happen in your episode?
I mean, there's like a little bit near the end because his fight has its own episode dedicated to it.
Okay, well, that's not there. Well, okay, well, that's going to be interesting. There must be a huge split on what happens. All right.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, so my episode is entitled Arms Against Arms.
Hmm.
And yeah, we'll get right into it. So I
I
just.
guess I'll.
Oh, yeah, what's your. Well, what is the first episode, quote unquote, called?
It's called Luffy Submerged, Zoro versus Hachin the Octopus.
Okay, wow, wow, yeah, yeah. So this is, yeah. I mean, I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. This episode, I'm pretty sure, covers a entire fight between Hachi and Zolo, as well as an entire fight between Zolo. Yeah, yeah, Zolo and Hachi, and it also covers an entire fight between Sanji and Kurobi.
Oh wow! So that's until okay. Go ahead and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. So what's one funny thing I wanted to mention in the recap? It says the real problem with Luffy isn't inking, it's sinking, which I thought was a really stupid pun that they said in recapping the last episode. Um,
Yeah.
so the episode opens with Arlong laughing and Yosaku and Johnny wondering how long Luffy can hold his breath. At this point, Zolo cuts part of Hachan's hair off and calls him a creep, but at least it'll save him a bundle on hair gel. Um, I'm just curious, does that part happen? Does he cut part of Hachi's hair off?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
So does Hachin say anything?
He's he's just like he's like really pissed about it, but then he's like, well, I could care less about my hair. It's all about my arms or something like that.
Oh, for me, he kind of says this in like a joking voice about how he's like, "Hey, you cut my hair," but I think it'll grow back, so it should be fine, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, I think actually Hachi says that it's gonna just save him money on hair gel.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so yeah, so Zolo then calls him a fish freak, and Hachi says that he's going to use his triple sword catch. Zolo then hits him, or tries to hit him for Hachin to say he missed. Um, but then in while he's doing that, Zolo realizes that his wound from that he got fighting Mihawk has still never healed, and he's starting to feel exhausted. At this point, you also see Kurobi and Sanji beginning to fight. Zolo then tries to go in for an attack, but Hachi grabs onto this column with like all six of his arm. Zolo tells him to come down and that he's an octowuss. And Hachi says, "Where are his other swords?" Zolo says he doesn't need them. Hachi then says no human has ever won, and he'll tell him why. Zolo says in his head that Hachi's talking too much, and now he has a fever, and that he's still feeling bad from the Mihawk fight. Sanji realizes that his wound is acting up. Hachi then grabs six blades, and at this point Zolo just stares at him and then just kind of faints. So is this similar to what's happened so far in your episode?
Sort of. I mean, like, so yeah, Zoro, he attacks, like Hachin and stuff, cuts out his hairs and stuff, and then, yeah, Hachin, when he comes up, like, Zoro is, like, yelling at him, like, "Hey, don't go up there, come back down here and fight," like, in, like, a comical way, he, like, says that, and Hachin, like, just stays up there. But you see, like, yeah, Zoro, he starts to hurt, and he's like, "Oh no, not now," and then he recalls, his fight with Mihawk, and then Sanji notices that, like, oh no, he's like, no, yeah, he's like, yeah, of course it must hurt. He's still like recovering from the fight, because although it's been several episodes, I think in terms of like actual time, it might have only been like maybe like a couple of hours, from when he left, like basically when he left his fight uh against Mihawk to now, because like it's not that long ago, like it like time wise, it's all still, I think, the same day. So yeah, it's only been like a couple of hours, so it's like starting to hit, and then like Hachin, he takes out his swords, and then yeah, Zoro, he starts to get like woozy because of all like the blood loss and like the injuries and stuff, and so he starts going down. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Sanji, at this point, Sanji is preoccupied watching Zolo struggle. Then Karubi hits him square in the stomach and knocks him out, uh, dropping the popsicle out of his mouth. He kind of sends him flying back like through the like the fence or whatever.
Oh, is it a fence or is it a wall?
Well, it's like a wall. Yes, it's a wall.
Okay, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
wanted to make sure.
I mean it's a wall that's acting as a fence, right?
Okay, I wanted to make
But
sure it's
yes,
like a
no, it's
brick
not a
wall.
fit. No, yeah, it's a
Um,
brick wall.
okay, okay, okay. I wanted
Uh,
to make sure. Yeah.
yeah. So Karubi then says that's what they call merman karate, and that he has a level 40 black belt. Is that what is said? Does he say he has a level 40 black belt?
So he says, yeah, he's that's Fishman Karate, and it is like level 40. It's not black belt. It's like something else. I forget what it is, but it's definitely like a level 40, like Kwangan or something.
Okay,
Um, yeah.
got it. Okay, so then Hachi taunts Zolo and tells him to stop faking and starts his sick sword attack. That starts like this sick sword attack that forms a tornado and starts bringing all the rocks towards him. Kurobi then warns him that if he doesn't stop, he'll wipe out all of Arlong Park. Zolo then gets up and says, You said 6. What? Give me a break. Yosaku then screams, "Yay, Zolo!" and Zolo tells Hachi that no one gets in the way of his destiny. Next, it cuts to Nojiko and Ginzo underwater trying to break Luffy free with a hammer. They're both thinking of what to do, and Ginzo's having difficulty breaking it underwater. Then it cuts back to Sanji saying, "Get up." Or, no, then it cuts back to Sanji getting up and saying, "So that Fish Goon's punch was a level 40. That means this old geezer's kicks must have been level 400. I don't understand why that. I don't get what he's saying there, but that's what he says.
Wow, they really cut out a lot. At least like this huge conversation.
Yeah.
Because like
Okay. So
yeah,
go. You go
earlier,
ahead. Go ahead and fill me in on what they cut out.
yeah. So one of the things that they cut out is like yeah, they see that Luffy's like underwater, and they're trying to like see how like the like Johnny and Yosaku they talk about how like they really need to go in and go rescue Luffy and stuff. And then just as they were kind of like deciding to do that, the Genzo, he just taps him on the shoulder. He's like, "With your injuries, if you guys jump in the water, all three of you will likely die because like they're really hurt. After their fight with the fishermen and pirates, that's off screen." And so Genzo says that I'm gonna go rescue Luffy and stuff, and then a bunch of other people also say, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna help you." And then Genzo's like, "No, we gotta be quiet because if we all go in, like they'll suspect something." So Genzo and Nojiko they go into that fight, and wait, okay, no, this doesn't happen yet. So, yeah, they kind of jump in, and then yeah, cut to Sanji's scene. Sanji doesn't quite say that. He's like, so that's a level 40 Fishman karate kick. He's like, this doesn't like he talked about how like Zeph's kicks were or like Zeph had like tougher kicks and but that didn't kill him. But yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. So I didn't. He just says that old geezer. He doesn't say Zeph, so I had no clue who he was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
yeah. So then at this point, Hachi tells Zolo to give it up because no one has beaten his six sword attack. Zolo tells Yosaku and Johnny to lend them their swords. They toss them into the air and tell Zolo to catch them or be sliced. Uh, they're scared. They don't think he's gonna pick them up. Zolo picks the blades up just in time and performs his Centauru Streaming Wolf swords attack. Um, at So nothing is actually shown of the attack other than you just like see like Hachi flinching. Like you see him like flinching like he has been hit, but you don't like see any blood. And you don't like you just like see him from behind and then you just see him like flinching like he had got hit in his stomach.
Yeah, so yeah, when Hachi does that, Zoro, you actually do like see a little bit of a fight scene, and then you see Zoro just like go all the way behind Hachi, and then you just see like this like spurt of blood that like yeah he's been like stricken.
Got it.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I could see where the blood happened. But
mhm,
there's no blood. Like I could see where they would have blood in the animation, but they censored the blood.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, Hachi's pissed and said that any fool with 3 blades is only half the person with 6 blades. Solo says it doesn't matter. What matters is the most is his goal in life, which has more power than all his blades because it's his dream to be the best, but they don't know how to dream. Like a very motivational speech from Zolo. Hachi then says, well, his blades are 500 pounds each, and when he knocks him out, all he can dream that all he wants. Does he say
so
that his blades are 500 pounds?
well, something like so
Yeah.
basically, yeah, Hachi he talks about how he has 6 blades and how Zoro has like three,
Mm-hmm.
and then Zoro makes his comments about how he can have 3 blades or 6 blades and so on, but his swords will never have the weight that my swords have because he has this like flashback conversation and I guess this part was cut out.
Yeah.
But he has this like flashback conversation where Mihawk asks him, "What weight do you carry, boy?" And then you get all this like flashback of flashback sequence about Zoro growing up. Not the whole sequence, but like just like a little highlights about how he is going to become the greatest swordsman in the world, and all of that. So it's like you feel that all right, he's carrying the weight of like Kuina and his ambitions about being the best swordsman in the world and all of this. So it's like all of that is kind of like weighing on him, and then he says that he's like, can have that many, but your swords will never have as much weight as mine. And then Hachi, being like the goofball that he is, he's like, hey, all my swords are pretty heavy. And then he makes like some weight comment that I forget what it is, but it might be something about 500 pounds. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. And what you were talking, was this the first time there was a flashback, or was there a flashback with Hachi earlier? Or was he just thinking back? I
Like
know.
in
Sorry, I
the
was saying a flashback with Mihawk. Was there actually like a scene shown earlier when he was thinking about the Mihawk fight, or he's just thinking of it in his head?
It was like during this conversation, there's like this nice, awesome little
Got it.
like scene where it's like you have Mihawk
Yeah,
in the
but
background.
I'm saying earlier on in this fight, you're saying like when he's willing, remembering his wound. Is there like a flashback at that point or no?
Yeah, there is a bit of a
Okay, yes. So
flashback.
there
But
wasn't
yeah.
that didn't happen either in this at all.
Mm.
So they cut out all the flashbacks for some reason. I guess so they could combine two episodes.
Yeah, was there a scene where you see Zoro holding the three swords, one in his mouth, two in his hands, and then you see this big picture of Mihawk in the back? Do you guys
No,
have that?
no.
Oh man, that's like such a badass scene. And like any kind of like Zoro compilations always has that scene because it's so badass. Like you have like Zoro's ambition, the greatest swordsman in the world, in the background, like the V for Vendetta kind of face just in the background, and then you see Zoro just like that's the guy who he's chasing, and it's such a badass scene. I can't believe they cut it out. This would be like a scene like, oh man, that little kids would just like get crazy about. I can't believe they cut out this scene.
Yeah, that scene was definitely not in it. Didn't Mihawk is not shown. He's only referenced.
Oh man, yeah, Mihawk is shown quite a bit.
Wow. All right. Well, so yeah, at this point, Hachi then performs the six sword attack. Octopus stance is what he calls it, and is able to hit him straight in his wound, leaving Zolo flying back.
Mm.
Um, he then uses the Wolves of Six Blades and forms like a helicopter above his head with the blades, and they like begin to draw in Zolo. He like begins like kind of like flying towards him. It looks like Zolo is about to get hit, but then we see him slash Hachi. Arlong begins to look pissed. Hachi says, "What gives?" He timed it just so he wouldn't hit his blades, and now he's freaked out so much that it's freaky. That's exactly what he says, which I thought was funny. Um, and then at this point, Yosaku says if he could take Zolo's place, he would. Hachi then attempts to perform the six sword octopus stance again and heads towards Zolo. At this point, Zolo performs the dragon twister at the last second and breaks all of Hachi's swords. This is the part that is actually shocking to me for the four kids. He breaks all of Hachi's swords, and we see Hachi's head like flying down with the blades, but there's no blood.
Oh wow. Um, so there is some differences here. So basically,
Oh wait,
like,
one more thing.
yeah,
Let
go
me
ahead.
say two more things real quick. So at this point, I just want to mention that Zola says this, and it's like a key like thing. I feel like he says that a blade is only as strong as the spirit of the one who uses it. And then in the very next scene, we see Hachi, laying down, beaten up, but his head is back on.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, no, he's not decapitated.
No, but
Um,
does it show like his head like fly like separated?
no,
Okay, I'm gonna have
I,
to take a screenshot and send it to you. It's so weird. It like shows his head like separated from his body.
oh, I mean. They may like show like just the head and like the swords, but no, I mean decapitations. I don't know that they really show decapitations in One Piece.
Well, they show his head that is not part of his body. It's like he
I
gets
mean,
decapitated, man.
yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah, no, so actually that scene where like where Hachin like throws Zoro up and like Zoro's like coming down and he does like these helicopter things. Hachin basically taunts about how like the moment Zoro hits the sword he's gonna get like basically shredded into mincemeat because it's going at such a high rate that it's gonna cut up Zoro and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then yeah, Zoro wakes up in time to basically fight him and do the Dragon Twister move to defeat Hachin.
Which is
And
kind of
basically,
ironic because it kind of does the same thing to Hachi.
yeah, yeah, um, yeah. And then yeah, I mean, as Hachin like falls, he's like, and I think he's probably says in 4K, he talks about how like he's been defeated by three, and then sword, and then style. Does he say that?
No,
Oh
he
wow,
like
yeah.
doesn't say anything.
Oh, this is what he said. He actually says three sword style, like slowly, like scene by scene by scene. That he's been defeated. He's like Hachin defeated to three sword style. And yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah, and then he's defeated.
interesting. So, is is this like the end of the episode for you?
No, no,
Okay,
not
so
yet.
I'll keep going on for a little bit.
Yeah.
So at this point, Kurobi then tries to hit Sanji again, saying no one's ever come back for more. And Sanji says his punch wasn't a goodbye, but more like a ta-ta, which I thought was kind of funny. Um,
So,
yeah,
I think they kind of like switch parts back and forth. But yeah, basically, like I think it's at this point that Sanjay actually gets up and he goes back
got it,
and and then like basically Kurobi is about to attack Zoro and Sanji stops him and then all that happens.
got it. So then at this point, it does show us again for some reason that Usopp is still running away from Chu. And then it cuts away from him and doesn't show him again for the rest of the episode. It cuts back to Sanji telling Zolo not to jump in to save Luffy because he's too hurt. Sanji then says it's his turn and that he'll be back in time for lunch. Zolo tells Sanji to watch his back as Kurobi says now they got him underwater just where they want him. Sanji then notices that Nojiko has stretched Luffy's neck all the way up to shore so he could breathe. At this point, Sanji's diving deeper, and Kurobi comes in for a devastating dive attack and flies uh, down past Ginzo. Kurobi then asks Ginzo what he's doing there, and he dives in for an attack. Wait, so Kurobi asks Ginzo what he's doing there, and he, is getting ready to attack Ginzo as Sanji grabs him by his hair and pulls it. Kurobi then tells Sanji he can't even hold his breath now, and he will face mermaid karate as Kurobi drags him towards him with his hair and flicks him forward repeatedly, then pulls him back with his hair for another blow. This attack he calls the Merman Karate Flaming Axe Kick.
So
Yes.
before you do continue, I do want to say that basically like after Sanji gets hit hard, you get actually flashbacked into Usopp where like Usopp is running away from I forget yeah, I guess Shu is his
Chew,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Usopp thinks he's like out of reach, and then he like just kind of like laughs at Shu a little bit, talking about how he's like away from him and he's gloating and stuff. And then Shu's behind him, and then I think Usopp says something else, and he runs away, and then Shu's like chasing him. He's like Usopp's like, "Stop chasing me," and then the episode ends.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So anything you say now, it's in the next episode.
Okay, interesting. Well, there's not much more to this episode, so I'm guessing they cut more out, or there's more flashbacks or something. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's Kurobi's going all out on Sanji with this attack. Kurobi then delivers what appears to be a final blow and sends Sanji straight into a rock. Ginzo's expresses, in his head that he needs to help. He needs help right now as Sanji then recovers and desperately heads to the surface for air. Kurobi notices this and blocks him inches from the top and tells him that him and his pals are fools for trying to come and save Nami. He tells Sanji that Nami has a big date with Arlong and no one can save her. Kurobi then says that he's going to take him for a dive and uses what he calls a pulverizing pressure plunge. Sanji then tells him he'll never let him touch Nami, blocks the attack, but then notices that Kurobi's been using his gills to breathe underwater, so he then bites down on Kurobi's gills and is able to make it up to the surface. Uh, is this what's happening in your next episode?
So part of and I'll have to like check it in, but actually I remember this scene specifically. I don't think he actually bites him. He sees the gills and he actually goes and like he needs to breathe, so he breathes in like the air into
Oh, okay.
Kurobi's
I got
gill,
it. Yeah.
and so that kind of like I guess like oxygen while the gills are filtrating the water into
I
oxygen.
guess that's what could
Um,
happen. I couldn't really tell. Like, it happened so quick.
Okay, okay. Well, but yeah, that was basically how like Sanji was able to get free and go all the way up for water.
Got it.
But yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
yeah, Sanji then tells Zolo that Luffy's okay. At least his head is. And Zolo says, huh? And Sanji says, don't ask about it. Which I thought was funny.
Oh,
Um, Kurobi then comes back up and says he's going to perform the 100 brick fist and that the one he used earlier was only. Or no, he says he's going to perform the 1,000 brick fist and the one he used earlier was the 100 brick fist. Um, Sanji then blocks it and kicks him dead in the head with what he calls the trachea turnover.
hmm.
He then follows it up with the clavicle schnitzel kickoff, then performs a barbecue rib buster, and then performs follows that up with a shish kebab back smash, and then tells him that he better not badmouth Nami. So it's like it really is like all of this is like Kurobi just kind of fueled the fire by talking bad about Nami, and that's what gave him the strength that he needed. Um, and then Sanji is preparing for his final attack. He says he performs his ultimate attack, which he calls the Lego Wham Drumstick Supreme, and smashes him into the ground further, and then asks him if he wants any dessert.
Um, so, uh, okay. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention in this episode is that there is, I think, near the end, right after, right before like Sanji jumps into the water, we actually get a flashback to Nami. Not a flashback, we get a cutscene. Like we cut to Nami, and she makes a decision to kind of like go back to Arlong and confront Arlong. So that is a scene that's like that happens. I forgot, but yeah. In terms of Sanji's attack, no, no, all his attacks are like I think French names. Um, because Sanji's nationality, real world nationality, and Oda said this in like an SBS commentary thing, that Sanji, his real world nationality is French.
Well, he's
So
he's he's from Brooklyn in the Four Kids dub.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so Sanji is French, so all his attack are like French words. So yeah, no, they're not like shish kebab, whatever. But yeah, I need to. I'll try to getting the words in the next episode.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
fine. Yeah, I just couldn't. I knew it was Americanized, and I looked it up. Actually, like on the
yeah,
One Piece wiki, it tells you which ones they are. I should have put like 1 to 1, but It's just
Yeah.
hilarious. The trachea turnover, clavicle schnitzel kickoff. Like the way he's saying these words, it's like he's like saying them so seriously, but they're so stupid.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Sanji's a big three. He's the big three, man. He is the wings of the Pirate King, man. Like, he's a like we got a new character in the crew, but like he's a big three. He's one of the three strong fighters of the crew.
Yeah,
Him, Zoro, and Luffy. They're the big three.
that's correct. Um, so yeah, this episode finally ends with Arlong, calling for Karubi and Hachi to realize that they've been KO'd, and that he will need to, he's going to need to face Sanji next as the episode ends.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, and another interesting tidbit with the episode that I'm watching is before I was watching I think it was like the Canadian. It was either the Canadian. Yeah, I think before I was watching like the Canadian, like kids WB rips of the episodes. But now, for whatever reason, this episode I watched was a rip from the Canadian Toonami, which I thought was weird.
Oh man, I really do need to. Like my CPU is like still like unplugged. I just need to like plug it back in to watch all of these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah, I'll take a picture of that scene. It was really interesting. But yeah, I guess that's it for episode 37. This was episode 39 and 40 for you.
Yeah, it was basically episode 39 and 40.
Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if in episode 38 for me, if we're gonna get any of that Nami flashback or something like that. We'll
Not really a
see.
flashback, it's more of a cutscene, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah, or what happens that we didn't see. Okay, I mean that's interesting. It's really interesting how many like scenes they cut out, and like there's real no use for it. Like I really don't know what like their end game is, but I guess we'll find out in the end of season one. Like why we might find out why they did it. I guess.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll see, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. If anyone tuned in live, thank you for stopping by. If anyone's lurking here, thank you. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll end this episode, and we'll have another episode in 2 weeks from now. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and
Uh,
before you guys before we do end this, if you want to catch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/neobeartv, and the next episode we're going to be streaming will be on, I think, September. I think it's going to be on September 6th. No, September, no, August 31st is going to be the next time we
yes, it should be.
record. Yeah. So yeah, the next time we're gonna record is gonna be on August 31st on twitch.tv/neobeartv. So yeah, if you guys want to hear us live, yeah, we'll be on August 31st. I think probably like again 9:30. We'll probably start streaming, or 9:30 or 10 or something like
Got it. Yeah, yeah. So just follow us on Twitch, and you'll see when we're live if you want to hear this live. To our biggest fans. But yeah,
that.
thanks everyone. We'll meet again in 2 weeks. Later.
Great. Thanks. Bye.